Welcome back to live commentary here at South Garda Karting in Lenato. We're getting ready for the third race of the trophy section on the schedule, the last race before the lunch break, and it's going to be the Mini ROK Vortex Trophy race. This is, in English terms, a B final, but I'm quite excited for this one because it's just a pure spectacle. A huge Mini ROK entry. We've had over 100 Mini ROK drivers here this week. So inevitably, some of them have missed out, which is a shame. But it means that we've got a very, very exciting race up ahead of us, with some drivers who, again, maybe on pace would have wanted to be or expected to be in the Superfinal, haven't made it. But they're now going to have to compete in this Vortex Trophy race and drive from the back. There's going to be a lot of overtaking, I feel, in this race.
Yeah, I don't think we saw just not a match that was calm, that was quiet during the whole week. So I don't think I don't see why this Vortex Trophy is gonna be like that. Of course, and there are a lot of drivers starting from the back but they show during the previous days that they are fast, they are good, and they got a good feeling on this track. Maybe they were involved in some crash and so pick a lot of points to stay out of the cutout, but of course they are going to do whatever they can to take this Vortex Trophy home.
To put it into context for the ladies and gentlemen, the boys and girls at home who haven't been here this week, essentially the story in Mini ROK has been you have needed to have 3 really good solid runs, clean runs, just to get into the super final, which we'll have later. So there's some fast drivers in this group, because they've had one bit of bad luck or maybe an incident and got relegated outside the top 20. And this is where they are. They're in the Vortex Trophy race, which I think it's going to be such an entertaining one, because it's a one-off. It's a have a bit of fun out there and see what you can do. Let's have a look at the grid if we can get the graphic up on the screen. As I say, there's 34 karts out there, or due to be 34 karts out there on circuit for this race. We'll have Tudor Ioan Jurcan from Romania on pole position, Alexander Yellen on the second in P2 on the front row, Dana-Marine Meyer and Francisco Paredes on the second row of the grid, Jakub Kowalski and Rafał Paprota, who was in the super final 12 months ago and was a factor at the front of that race, one of the best races we saw of the year. He's in this Vortex Trophy race on row 3. Alexandru Rad from Romania is joined on the 4th row of the grid by Cooper Snedden. That's a great qualifying actually from Cooper. I've seen him race a lot this year. Really good to see him and his dad Jonathan there on the 4th row of the grid. Lorenzo Campos was due to be in the super final, but had a not so good heat this morning. It means he's on the 5th row of the grid.
We could fairly say he was two laps away from the super final.
He was 2 laps away from qualifying for the super final, so he's going to be giving it some in this race. Tom Vikop, he had a bad one yesterday, joins him on the 5th row of the grid. Jordan DeLeo and Matteo Melis on row 6. Eric Weigel and Fredrik Flood Engebretsen on row 7. We've seen Fredrik make progress through the heats so far this week, so he can put in an overtake or two. Alex Desario and Natisio Mabunda from South Africa on row 8. Luke Kornda and Milos Schmuck on row 9. Salima Franciszek and Victor Dudek on row 10. That's 2 teammates from Bambini Racing based in Poland on that row. Marlon De Salvo and Martin Sard. Now we're getting into the drivers who really, I think, are going to be going for it from the back of the field. The German and the Argentinian have both been up at the front end of the field so far this week, but I say not had that luck to get into the super final. They're on row 11. Mark Shushko and Mahlori Mothlabani are on row 12. Jan Turk Blasik and Christian Papp on row 13. Jack Moore and Jake Woods are on row 14. And believe me, from watching Jake this season, he can move his way through the order. We've seen that in the Super 1 Series Championships in this category. Julio Mazzolini and Nikita Bota are on row 15. Francesek Bal and Santino Panetta on row 16. And then arguably, on pure pace we've seen so far this week, given the nature of Mini ROK and how up and down it's been, the fastest driver I'd say in this field starts on row 17, Ethan Lennon, and is joined there by Thomas Chikaraki.
So we are gonna see a race very very mixed up, as you were saying. Mini Rock allora pronta a partire, 10 giri in questo trofeo Vortex in palio. E come dicevamo con Andrew, evidentemente tanti piloti veloci nel corso di questa gara partiranno dalle file più arretrate. Abbiamo visto che per quanto è riguardato i mini, di certo bastava una piccola sbavatura, un incidente di gara che mi faceva finire dietro per essere già fuori dalla Superfinal, e questo fa sì che questa griglia sia piena di piloti pronti a dare il loro meglio e pronti a recuperare posizioni fin dal primissimo giro. Yarkan Tudor a partire dalla prima fila guiderà la fila di destra, Alexander Yelen farà lo stesso dalla fila di sinistra. Vediamo se siamo subito pronti per andare. 10 giri, Mini Rock.
If we are good to go. Yes, we are. So 10 laps underway for the Mini Rock Vortex Trophy final. Are they all going to get through turn 2 and turn 3? Turn 4, we've seen a number of incidents through here so far this week, but that's pretty good from the Mini Rock Vortex Trophy drivers. They're through and into turn 5. It is the 674 of Jerkan leading this race. Oh, there's a contact in the middle of the field.
Huge accident.
And
man.
It's the, well, there's 4 cars involved there. Flood Engebretsen, I think, was at the front of all of that in the 614, and there may be one driver in a bit of discomfort there. And we may see the race be put under full course yellow here.
It was a huge crash. It was a huge crash, of course. Flood Engebretsen, I guess, is one of the involved.
Yeah.
As I can see his number.
Jordan DeLeo was involved. Mark Shushko also involved. And I think Martin Saar also hasn't come through Sector 2 or has been delayed through Sector 2. All drivers out of their carts and on their feet. That is the best thing to report of all. Looks like everyone is okay down there. The race continues.
Sì, buone notizie, perché fuori dai giochi, ma per fortuna stanno bene. Momento di fiato sospeso per Shushko, che è rimasto un attimo col capo chinato, ma stanno bene sia lui che Flood Engebretsen, che sono usciti di scena, e Di Leo e Sa, che erano 2 intitolati a fare una gara in rimonta, sono rimasti coinvolti nell'incidente. Adesso sono praticamente gli ultimi della fila. As we were saying, Sa and Di Leo, that were entitled of a comeback race, they were involved in that group crash.
Yep.
So that now they are at the end of the tail.
Down the inside goes the 674 of Jerkan, retakes the lead there from Meyer. End of lap number 2 then. Cooper Snedden maybe under investigation. Yes, the 673 is under investigation. So Cooper Snedden, who started on the 4th row of the grid, is currently in 7th place. On to lap 3 we are then. Jerkan from Meyer, Yellen, Kowalski, Campos up to 5th place, and I think Campos, is that Campos going down the inside? It's the 665, it is indeed, so Campos is up to 4th.
Quarto posto che si prende Campos nella bagarra di quanto visto fino a questo momento. 3 giri ormai quasi trascorsi, 2 giri e mezzo, quasi il terzo completato. Yarkan Tudor è riuscito a mantenere il comando con Meyer, Yellen, Campos, Kowalski e Sa e Di Leo, che erano 2 probabili rimontatori in questa gara. Santino Panetta ed Ethan Lennon, che erano altri 2, partivano come detto dal fondo dello schieramento, ne hanno già recuperato mezzo. 20 posizioni recuperati da Santino Panetta ed Ethan Lennon, anzi 21, e stanno risalendo la china rapidamente.
20 positions indeed. Panetta and Lennon from the very back, up 20 and 21 positions already. They're coming into this battle now as well. We're on lap 4, and they see the 656 of Yellen defending 2nd place.
Yeah, from Meyer, and Campos is there with Paprota too. Of course, there are 4 drivers chasing the leader, Yarkan Tudor.
Jerkan, I think, has fallen down the order a bit, and Meyer has taken the lead here, so the 681 now at the front of this field and breaking away a bit. We talk often in mini rock racing about how hard it is to race away from the front. Fastest driver, as I think Tom Vickops had a problem because his transponder at least stopped working, or stopped registering, I should say, through sector number 1. And the same driver is under investigation now. So Meyer leads Campos now up to second place in all of that. Paparota third. Yellen, Djerkan, Kowalski, Paredes, Rad, Korda, Panetta. That's your top 10. And as we thought may happen in this mini rock race, as there's an incident through hairpin 1 in turn 5. At least 3 drivers involved. I think one of them may be the 707
it's
of Kowalski.
Kowalski and Rad.
Yeah, Kowalski and Rad are out of the race. At least in terms of getting a top 10, that's their chances over. We're on lap 5. And plus 3 second penalties coming in for Vikop and Snedden, we understand. Let's count them through at the halfway stage of this race. It's Meyer from Paparota by 0.4 of a second. Campos in third, Yellen, Djerkan, Paredes, Panetta now up to 7th place. 25 positions gained by Panetta, but likewise for Ethan Lennon from South Africa, who's in 8th. Korda and Desario, that is your top 10.
5 giri andate agli archivi, altre 5 da correre, con Mayer che guida davanti a Paprota, Campos, Yellen, Djerkan, Tudor, Paredes e poi Panetta e Lennon che hanno recuperato fino ai margini della top 5, 25 posizioni in 5 giri, sono un assoluto capolavoro finora. 54,5 il giro più veloce fatto registrare poco fa dal sudafricano, mentre si scambiano le posizioni al comando, e questo aiuta ovviamente Panetta e Lennon insieme a Paredes a rientrare. L'attacco Yellen, Campos, anche Djerkan, Tudor che cerca di rientrare disperatamente, passano praticamente aperti a ventaglio sul traguardo con Meyer al comando. Campos, Yellen, Djerkan, Paprota, Paredes, Lennon e Panetta nell'ordine con Corner e Desario. Intanto abbiamo visto le penalità di 3 secondi combinate a Tom Wickup e Cooper Snedden.
Third place going there. Djerkan up to third place, trying to chase down Campos now. Lorenzo Campos, I'm so pleased to see him having a good race here in the Vortex Trophy race, because he thoroughly deserves it. And Alexander Yellen is under investigation. Going to give a mention to a couple of other great moves through the field. Christian Papp from Canada up 13 places to 13th. Jack Moore up 13 as well from South Africa. Nikita Bota up 15. And Jake Woods doing nicely as well. He's up 9 positions and now in the top 20. All those drivers having a good last race here at Lonato. 3 and a bit laps to go.
Qualcosa di meno, anzi 3 giri adesso al termine. Meyer, Campos, Yellen sotto investigazione in questo momento, poi Paredes, Paprota, Djerkan, poi Lennon e Panetta a passare. Adesso i due hanno ricucito lo strappo, con i primi sono arrivati su Djerkan, Tudor, e quindi sono pronti a recuperare. Intanto
10 second penalty coming out for Alexander Yellen, so that's his driver 656 out of contention for this race, unless something really remarkable happens.
And this group is fighting each other since 2 or 3 laps ago, but that, of course, Campos and Meyer on the lead, and that's what I'm saying. Campos and Meyer are free to fight for the top, for the first position, without any other drivers.
They are indeed. 2 laps to go then. Lorenzo Campos, representing Angola, hits the front of the field. Bernardine Meyer still there in second place. So Rafael Paparota up to third now. On the live timing, the penalty has been applied to Yellen. Djerkan and Lennon up to the top 5 now. Panetta, so Ethan Lennon's got ahead of Santino Panetta of the 2 drivers fighting from the rear of the grid. Can Campos close out this victory? You're looking at 3rd, 4th and 5th places. There is the 6-3-1 of Ethan Lennon. That's come from the 17th row of the grid here. It'd be brilliant to see Lennon in the top 3. It's been a great drive, but we're about to head on to the last lap. Here are your 2 leaders. Lorenzo Campos there, the Dayglow yellow helmet.
E a meno di cataclismi la questione fra loro due. Lorenzo Campos da una parte, il pilota angolano, dall'altra parte Bernardine Meyer, il pilota canadese, a giocarsi la vittoria di questo trofeo Vortex. Paprota, Lennon che è arrivato in 4ª posizione davanti a Djerkan, Tudor, Paredes e Panetta. Lì in mezzo c'è anche Yellen, però penalizzato di 10 secondi.
This is it then. Can Bernardine Meyer in the brushed gold helmet there, 681, find a way to get back past Lorenzo Campos? Through Sector 2 they go. This has been an overtaking opportunity for drivers so far this week, but Campos and Speedy just holding out ahead there. The battle for third place is still raging on as well. Paparota trying to hold on to it ahead of Lennon and Jerkan. With 2 corners to go then for Lorenzo Campos.
Wow! What a move from Jerkan Tudor for the 3rd position. He was down there, checkered flag, and Campos win ahead of Meyer. And it's Paparota, Panetta, Lennon, Paredes, Jerkan Tudor. Wow, wow, they are like 3-4
Very
drivers
close.
in 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, so Lorenzo Campos wins it by 1.5 ahead of Dana Meyer and takes the Vortex trophy in Mini Rock as a result. Rafael Paparota took 3rd place. Santino Panetta in 4th place, up 28 positions in that race. Likewise for Ethan Lennon, and he beat Ethan Lennon by 0.019 of a second, 0.024, which is frankly a chasm in Mini Rock. Was Francisco Paredes there in 6th. Tudor Iwan Jerkan in 7th place. Luke Cornder was, lots of drivers made really good progress in that race. Cornder up 9 positions, finishes in 8th. Schmuck up 9 positions, finishes 9th. Mabunda, the second of the South Africans, home there in 10th place, followed home by his national teammate Jack Moore in 11th, who gained 16 positions in that race. Alex Desario finished in 12th, Christian Papp in 13th, halved his grid position in that race. Victor Dudek 14th, Cooper Snedden with 3 second penalties classified 15th in the end. Nikita Bota in 16th was up 14 positions. Jake Woods up 11 positions, finishes 17th. And what's been a very much a learning week for Jake in the AV racing awning. Marlon DeSalvo finishes in 18th, Jordan DeLeo in 19th, Francesek Bal in 20th. Another great drive. Bal was up 11 positions in that race. Mahlori Motlabani in 21st, Julio Mazzolini in 22nd, Franciszek Turk Blasik Chikaraki in the top 25. Weigel, Yellen, Kowalski, Saar, Mellis, your top 30. We are into drivers that had incidents in that race now. Vikop Vikop did finish on the lead lap of the race. Rad was a retirement, and then on the first lap we lost Frederick Flood, Engebretsen and Mark Chushko. Well, that completes the trophy races. And let's have a look at the highlights of that Mini Rock trophy race, sponsored by Vortex. Looks like Cooper Snedden got the 3 second penalty for breaking tram lines at the start, but such a big field heading through lap 1, it's kind of inevitable in a way that there was going to be some form of incident, and we saw it here, losing Shushko and Fund Engebretsen on lap number 1. The 614 was out, the 626 was out on the spot there in hairpin number 1. And a moment there for Matteo Mellis and Martin Saar. Turn 4 has been very, very tricky for the drivers. 674 of Tudor Johan Jerkan led early on, had pole position, fought back past Meyer there. But we suspected there would be drivers coming through the field, and one of them was Lorenzo Campos. It's been very quick this week, and lucky this morning to have an incident in one of his heats. I mean, he's in this race and not the Superfinal later on today, and he really took command of this race, moving through the field, picking off the opponents one by one. Meanwhile, behind, Santino Panetta and Ethan Lennon were rapidly moving through the field from the 16th and 17th rows of the grid at the start of it. Top 2 of Campos and Meyer broke away. Campos making the crucial move with a few laps to go. Battle raged on for 3rd place as well, with Lennon, Panetta, Rafael Paparota in there as well. But from this point, Lorenzo Campos, in an assured manner, just kept himself in front, didn't panic. As those fought for 3rd behind, the 680 of Rafael Paparota and the Paralin kart fighting really, really hard, held on to that 3rd place, but it was Lorenzo Campos from Dana Meyer and Paparota, that was your top 3. Right, well, that is the end of the trophy races. We're going to go into the lunch break now. If you're watching on YouTube, it's the same stream. It'll carry on over the lunch break. You don't need to go anywhere for when we've got the main finals, the super finals later on today. If you're on Facebook, there will be a new stream set up for the finals, and we'll be going live just before 1:30 p.m. local time, so that's in about an hour's time that we'll be back. My name's been Andrew Mather, he's been Daniele Laspina. Thank you for joining us this morning and early afternoon. We'll be back for the super finals later on, and this should be absolutely fantastic. Don't go anywhere here for the ROK Cup Super Final 2021.